Masturbation, some call it a natural stress reliever, while others whisper about its dangers behind closed doors. For decades, men over 60 have been left wondering, does masturbation help or harm the prostate? Is it the key to preventing prostate cancer? Or could it be silently contributing to urinary problems and inflammation? You've likely heard conflicting opinions. One doctor says it cleanses the prostate, another warns that too much can shrink it over time. And then there are the myths. Some claim it causes prostate cancer, while others say it protects against it. But what's the truth? In this video, we're breaking down 10 things that actually happen to your prostate when you masturbate as a senior. Some will surprise you, some may worry you, but all of them are backed by science. So if you're a man over 60, this information could be the wake-up call you need to make the right choices for your health. Number 10. Increased prostate drainage, the cleanup effect. One of the most common claims about masturbation and prostate health is that it helps cleanse the prostate. But how true is this, and what does it really mean for seniors over 60? To understand this, let's first talk about the prostate's function. The prostate gland is a small, walnut-sized organ located just below the bladder. It produces a significant portion of the fluid in semen, which helps nourish and transport sperm. Over time, this fluid accumulates, and when you ejaculate, your body releases these fluids, along with any old stagnant secretions that may have been sitting in the prostate. Some medical studies suggest that this process could have benefits. For example, a study published in the journal European Urology found that men who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated fewer than 7 times per month. Researchers believe this is because regular ejaculation prevents harmful substances from building up inside the prostate, reducing inflammation and potential DNA damage. Additionally, frequent ejaculation could reduce the risk of prostatitis, a painful condition where the prostate becomes inflamed, leading to discomfort during urination, lower back pain, and pelvic pressure. Some doctors suggest that ejaculation helps flush out bacteria that could otherwise cause infection. But while this all sounds like a good thing, there's a hidden side to frequent prostate drainage that many seniors don't consider. As men age, their testosterone levels naturally decline. The prostate is extremely sensitive to testosterone, and frequent ejaculation may actually deplete these hormone levels faster, leading to fatigue, reduced libido, and even a weaker prostate over time. Some experts warn that excessive masturbation could result in hormonal imbalances that affect energy levels, mood, and even the risk of erectile dysfunction. Moreover, as the body ages, the nervous system also becomes less efficient. The pelvic muscles, which are responsible for controlling urine flow and ejaculation, may weaken with excessive activity. This is why some seniors experience incontinence or difficulty fully emptying their bladder as they get older. So while occasional prostate drainage may help with preventing certain issues, excessive frequency could be doing more harm than good. So what's the right balance? How much is too much? And what happens if you overdo it? Let's move to the next point, where we'll dive deeper into the effects of frequent prostate stimulation on your testosterone and hormonal health. Before we proceed, take a moment to hit the subscribe button and become a member of our community of seniors. Do not forget to comment below, like, and share with your loved ones. Number 9. Hormonal imbalance. The testosterone decline you didn't expect. The relationship between masturbation and testosterone levels is one of the most debated topics in men's health, especially for seniors. Many believe that frequent ejaculation has no effect on testosterone, but recent studies and medical experts suggest otherwise. How does masturbation affect testosterone? Testosterone is the primary male hormone responsible for muscle strength, bone density, libido, mood, and even cognitive function. It also plays a crucial role in prostate health, regulating its size and function. But here's the problem. As you age, your testosterone naturally declines, and if you're masturbating too frequently, you may be accelerating this decline without even realizing it. When a man ejaculates, the body experiences a temporary drop in testosterone levels. This happens because ejaculation triggers the release of prolactin, a hormone that counteracts testosterone. Prolactin is responsible for the refractory period after orgasm. the time when a man loses interest in sex and needs recovery before feeling aroused again. For younger men, testosterone levels replenish quickly after ejaculation. However, for seniors over 60, testosterone levels don't bounce back as easily. The body's ability to produce testosterone declines with age, and if you're constantly depleting your reserves, you may experience symptoms like lower energy levels, weakened muscles, reduced libido, brain fog and memory issues, mood swings and increased stress. One study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that men with low testosterone levels were more likely to experience prostate enlargement and urinary issues. This means that frequent ejaculation could, over time, lead to an even bigger problem: an enlarged prostate, also known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. The connection between frequent ejaculation and prostate enlargement. The prostate is filled with androgen receptors, which means it depends on testosterone to maintain its size and function. When testosterone drops too low, these receptors become more sensitive to another hormone, DHT, dihydrotestosterone. DHT is a powerful form of testosterone that, in high levels, can cause the prostate to grow uncontrollably. This is why older men with low testosterone often develop prostate issues, because their hormone levels are imbalanced, leading to an increase in DHT activity. In simpler terms, excessive masturbation may actually weaken your testosterone levels while encouraging prostate growth at the same time. So what's the right balance? Doctors suggest that moderation is key. While occasional masturbation isn't harmful, doing it too often could lead to long-term hormonal imbalances that affect not just your energy and libido, but also your prostate health. So, how much is too much, and what happens when testosterone levels drop too low? Number 8. Prostate enlargement, the silent growth of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. As we've previously discussed, frequent ejaculation can have a direct impact on testosterone levels, which in turn affects prostate health. One of the most common and concerning conditions related to an aging prostate is benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. BPH is a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate gland. It is extremely common among men over 60, affecting more than 50% of men in this age group. While BPH itself does not increase the risk of prostate cancer, it can lead to frustrating and often uncomfortable symptoms, such as frequent urination, weak urine flow, and the need to urinate at night, nocturia. The prostate is a walnut-sized gland located just below the bladder and surrounding the urethra. It plays a crucial role in male reproductive health by producing seminal fluid. However, as men age, the prostate can grow larger and put pressure on the urethra, making it difficult to pass urine. This is where BPH comes into play. So, how does masturbation fit into the picture when it comes to BPH? The relationship between frequent ejaculation and prostate enlargement is not as straightforward as you might think. How masturbation and BPH are connected. One important factor to understand is that the prostate is very sensitive to hormonal fluctuations, particularly the hormone testosterone. As men age, their testosterone levels naturally decrease. At the same time, the levels of DHT, dihydrotestosterone, a more potent form of testosterone, often rise. DHT plays a major role in prostate growth. Higher levels of DHT can stimulate prostate cells to grow, leading to the enlargement associated with BPH. When you ejaculate, whether through sexual activity or masturbation, your body experiences a temporary spike in testosterone. While this is generally beneficial for sexual health and overall well-being, the problem arises when this increase in testosterone is not balanced. Frequent masturbation may lower testosterone levels over time, making it harder for the body to maintain its hormonal equilibrium. The impact of excessive masturbation on prostate health. While some studies suggest that regular ejaculation can help flush out the prostate, reducing inflammation and the buildup of harmful substances, overdoing it may lead to more serious consequences. The constant stimulation of the prostate could potentially increase the risk of hormonal imbalances, which may promote the growth of prostate tissue and exacerbate BPH. For men over 60, the prostate is already at a greater risk of becoming enlarged. If you add excessive masturbation into the mix, the hormone imbalances can exacerbate symptoms like frequent urination and weak urine flow. So, while ejaculation may provide temporary relief by draining the prostate of accumulated fluids, the overall long-term effect of overstimulation could be a greater likelihood of developing BPH-related symptoms. Moderation is key. It's important to note that occasional masturbation is not inherently harmful and can even be beneficial for prostate health. The key is moderation. In fact, some studies have shown that men who ejaculate regularly may experience a reduction in the risk of BPH, as regular ejaculation helps to clear the prostate and keep it functioning properly. However, excessive masturbation, particularly when combined with other factors such as poor diet, lack of exercise, and the natural decline in testosterone that comes with age, could lead to more frequent or severe symptoms of BPH. This highlights the need for a balanced approach to sexual health and overall wellness as you age. Number 7. Prostate cancer. The controversial connection. One of the most significant concerns surrounding prostate health, particularly in men over 60, is prostate cancer. As you've probably heard, there's no shortage of conflicting information about whether masturbation has any impact on the risk of prostate cancer. Is it helpful, harmful, or does it play a neutral role in prostate health? Let's break down the research and see what we know. What does science say about masturbation and prostate cancer risk? Prostate cancer is one of the most common cancers among men, and the risk of developing it increases with age. The exact causes of prostate cancer are not fully understood, but it's widely accepted that a combination of genetic, environmental, and lifestyle factors plays a role in its development. The prostate, like many other parts of the body, is sensitive to hormonal fluctuations, which is why changes in testosterone levels are of particular concern when discussing prostate health. There have been several studies investigating the relationship between ejaculation frequency and the risk of prostate cancer, and the findings are, to say the least, mixed. However, one of the most cited studies was published in the European Urology Journal, which found that men who ejaculated at least 21 times per month had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated fewer than 7 times a month. The researchers theorized that regular ejaculation helps clear the prostate of potentially harmful substances that could contribute to cancer development. But the connection between masturbation and prostate cancer is still not entirely clear-cut. While some studies suggest that frequent ejaculation may lower the risk, others have shown no significant link between the two. The science remains controversial, and it's important to consider all factors that contribute to prostate cancer risk. The flush-out theory. Does ejaculation really protect against cancer? One of the most commonly proposed theories behind the potential cancer-preventing effects of ejaculation is the idea that frequent ejaculation helps flush out the prostate. This theory is based on the notion that regular ejaculation clears out stagnant fluids and substances that might otherwise accumulate in the prostate and potentially cause inflammation or damage to prostate cells over time. There is some scientific backing for this idea. Regular ejaculation helps to expel prostatic fluid, which may carry with it potentially harmful substances, bacteria, or old cells that might otherwise contribute to inflammation. Inflammation has long been linked to an increased risk of cancer, and by keeping the prostate regularly drained, it's believed that you might reduce the chances of prostate cells becoming damaged and eventually turning cancerous. However, the key point here is moderation. Occasional ejaculation is beneficial, but excessive masturbation could potentially have negative effects, as we've already discussed in earlier points. It's important to maintain a healthy balance, as the body's response to ejaculation changes as you age. Does excessive masturbation increase the risk of prostate cancer? So far, the majority of research focuses on the potential benefits of frequent ejaculation. But what about the other side of the coin? Could excessive masturbation actually increase the risk of prostate cancer? The evidence here is far less clear. Some researchers suggest that excessive sexual activity or masturbation could lead to increased inflammation or hormonal imbalances, both of which are thought to contribute to cancer development. However, this theory is not widely accepted, as most studies do not show a clear link between masturbation and prostate cancer risk. The idea that excessive masturbation might increase prostate cancer risk is based on the assumption that too much stimulation could lead to hormonal imbalances, such as low testosterone levels and increased sensitivity to DHT, dihydrotestosterone, a hormone linked to both prostate enlargement and cancer. However, this connection remains speculative, and more research is needed to determine whether there is a valid link. What should you take away from this? Ultimately, the best advice when it comes to masturbation and prostate cancer is moderation. Occasional ejaculation may help keep the prostate clear of fluids and reduce the risk of cancer. But excessive masturbation may not offer any additional protection and could potentially lead to negative hormonal effects. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, and routine medical checkups are far more effective at lowering the risk of prostate cancer than focusing solely on sexual activity. It's important to remember that prostate cancer is a multifactorial disease, meaning many factors contribute to its development. While masturbation may play a small role, other lifestyle changes, like reducing alcohol consumption, maintaining a healthy weight, and avoiding smoking, are much more significant in reducing your risk. Number 6. Urinary issues, weak bladder control, and frequent urination. For many men over 60, one of the most frustrating health challenges is urinary issues. Whether it's waking up multiple times at night to urinate, experiencing a weak urine stream, or feeling like you never fully empty your bladder, these problems often point back to the prostate. But could masturbation be making these symptoms worse? To understand this, let's break down the relationship between ejaculation, the prostate, and urinary function. How the prostate affects urination. The prostate is located directly below the bladder and surrounds the urethra, which is the tube that carries urine out of the body. Because of this positioning, any changes in the prostate, whether from inflammation, enlargement, or hormonal fluctuations, can directly impact your ability to urinate properly. As men age, the prostate tends to grow larger, a condition known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. This enlargement can put pressure on the urethra, making it harder for urine to flow freely. Symptoms of BPH include frequent urination, especially at night, nocturia, difficulty starting urination, weak or interrupted urine flow, a constant feeling that the bladder isn't empty. Now, where does masturbation fit into all of this? Can frequent ejaculation worsen urinary problems? Ejaculation involves the contraction of various muscles, including the pelvic floor muscles and the prostate itself. For younger men, these contractions are strong and efficient, allowing for a quick recovery. However, for men over 60, excessive ejaculation may lead to strain on these muscles over time, contributing to weakened bladder control. Here's why. 1. Pelvic floor weakness. The muscles that control both ejaculation and urination are closely connected. Overstimulation from frequent masturbation may weaken these muscles, leading to difficulty holding in urine and an increased urgency to go. This is why some seniors experience leakage or dribbling after urination. 2. Prostate irritation. While occasional ejaculation helps clear out the prostate, excessive masturbation may cause temporary swelling of the prostate, worsening urinary symptoms. Some men notice that after frequent ejaculation, they experience increased difficulty urinating or a slower stream. 3. Nerve desensitization. The nervous system controls both ejaculation and bladder function. Repeated overuse from excessive stimulation may disrupt normal nerve signaling, making it harder to fully control urination. Does masturbation improve urinary health? On the flip side, some medical experts suggest that moderate ejaculation can help prevent urinary infections by flushing out bacteria that may accumulate in the prostate. Additionally, some men report temporary relief from urinary pressure after ejaculation. However, these benefits are only seen with moderation. Overstimulation, especially in older men with pre-existing prostate enlargement, may lead to an overworked prostate that contributes to urinary dysfunction rather than improving it. Finding the right balance. If you're experiencing frequent urination, weak bladder control, or difficulty emptying your bladder, it may be worth evaluating your habits. Reducing the frequency of masturbation and strengthening the pelvic floor muscles through exercises like Kegels can help improve bladder control. Additionally, maintaining a healthy diet and staying hydrated can support better urinary function. While masturbation itself isn't the sole cause of urinary issues, excessive ejaculation may contribute to worsening symptoms in men with an already enlarged or sensitive prostate. Keeping your habits in check and paying attention to changes in your body is key to maintaining good urinary health as you age. Number 5. Pelvic floor dysfunction, the hidden effect on prostate and bladder control. Many men over 60 are familiar with prostate issues and urinary difficulties, but few realize that the muscles supporting these functions, the pelvic floor muscles, also play a critical role. And here's something most doctors don't tell you. Excessive masturbation may contribute to pelvic floor dysfunction, which can lead to both urinary problems and sexual difficulties. What is pelvic floor dysfunction? The pelvic floor is a group of muscles located at the base of your pelvis. These muscles support the bladder, prostate, and rectum, while also playing a key role in ejaculation and urine flow. A strong pelvic floor helps control urination, maintain erectile function, and support overall prostate health. However, as men age, these muscles can weaken or become overly tight, leading to dysfunction. Pelvic floor dysfunction can cause urinary leakage or incontinence, difficulty holding in urine, especially after urinating. Pelvic pain, chronic discomfort or pressure around the perineum, the area between the testicles and anus. Incomplete bladder emptying, a sensation of still needing to urinate even after going to the bathroom. Erectile dysfunction, weakened pelvic muscles can reduce blood flow and nerve sensitivity, leading to difficulties in maintaining an erection. Now, what does this have to do with masturbation? How frequent ejaculation affects the pelvic floor? Ejaculation is not just about the release of semen. It involves the contraction of multiple pelvic floor muscles, particularly the bulbocavernosus and pubococcygeus muscles. When these muscles are used in moderation, they remain strong and flexible. However, excessive masturbation, especially in men over 60, may overwork or weaken these muscles, leading to dysfunction. Here's how. 1. Pelvic muscle fatigue. Just like any other muscle in the body, overuse can lead to strain and fatigue. If you're ejaculating too frequently, the pelvic muscles may become overworked, making them less effective in controlling urination and maintaining erections. 2. Tightened pelvic muscles. In some cases, excessive masturbation can cause the pelvic floor muscles to become hypertonic, too tight. This can create a constant state of tension in the prostate and bladder area, leading to discomfort, pain, and difficulty fully emptying the bladder. 3. Weakened muscle control. Over time, excessive stimulation can desensitize the nerves and weaken muscle control, leading to problems like post-urination dribbling and reduced ejaculation force. Signs that your pelvic floor may be weakening. If you've noticed any of the following symptoms, your pelvic floor muscles might be struggling. Difficulty holding in urine after peeing, increased urinary urgency, even if your bladder isn't full, pain or discomfort in the perineal region, weaker erections or reduced ejaculation strength, a feeling of tightness in the lower pelvic region. Can you strengthen the pelvic floor? Yes, and the good news is that it's never too late to do so. The key is balance, limiting excessive masturbation while actively working on pelvic floor strength. Here are some ways to improve pelvic floor health. Kegel exercises. These are simple exercises where you contract and relax the pelvic floor muscles to strengthen them. Try holding a contraction for 5 seconds, then releasing for 5 seconds, repeating 10 to 15 times per session. Stretching and relaxation. If your pelvic muscles are too tight, gentle stretching and deep breathing exercises can help relieve tension. Reduce overstimulation. Limiting masturbation frequency can help prevent muscle fatigue and allow the pelvic floor to recover. Stay active. Regular exercise, particularly walking and core strengthening workouts, can support pelvic muscle health. The bottom line. While occasional ejaculation is not harmful, excessive masturbation can lead to weakened pelvic muscles and contribute to issues like urinary incontinence, erectile dysfunction, and pelvic pain. As you age, maintaining a strong pelvic floor becomes just as important as taking care of your prostate. If you've been experiencing any of the symptoms mentioned, it may be time to reassess your habits and focus on strengthening your pelvic muscles for better overall health. Number 4. Prostate inflammation. Can too much ejaculation lead to chronic irritation? For many men over 60, the prostate becomes a source of constant concern. Whether it's difficulty urinating, discomfort in the lower pelvic region, or a general feeling of irritation, the prostate sensitivity increases with age. But here's the question. Can excessive masturbation contribute to prostate inflammation? Understanding prostate inflammation, prostatitis. Prostatitis is a condition where the prostate becomes swollen, irritated, or inflamed. There are two main types of prostatitis that can affect men, particularly seniors. Bacterial prostatitis, caused by a bacterial infection, leading to painful urination, fever, and chills. Chronic non-bacterial prostatitis, chronic pelvic pain syndrome. More common in older men, this type is not caused by infection, but by prolonged irritation, muscle tension, or nerve dysfunction. In seniors, non-bacterial prostatitis is often linked to lifestyle factors, including diet, stress, and yes, frequent ejaculation. How can frequent ejaculation contribute to prostate inflammation? While moderate ejaculation may help flush out the prostate and reduce the risk of bacterial infections, excessive masturbation can lead to a different problem: chronic irritation. Here's how. 1. Increased blood flow and swelling. During ejaculation, blood rushes to the prostate to support the process. This is natural and temporary, but if you ejaculate too frequently, the constant increase in blood flow can lead to prolonged swelling, causing discomfort and irritation. 2. Muscle overuse and tension. The prostate works closely with the pelvic muscles and nerves to control ejaculation. If you're overusing these functions, the prostate may remain in a state of tension, leading to chronic discomfort. 3. Hormonal changes and sensitivity. As we discussed earlier, frequent ejaculation lowers testosterone while increasing prolactin, which can make the prostate more sensitive to inflammation. When combined with natural age-related changes, this can make the gland more prone to irritation. Symptoms of prostate inflammation. If you've been experiencing any of the following symptoms, your prostate may be inflamed. Persistent discomfort or pressure in the lower abdomen or perineum. A burning sensation after urination or ejaculation. Increased urinary urgency and frequency. A feeling of fullness in the bladder, even after urinating. Dull pain in the groin or lower back. These symptoms are often mistaken for an enlarged prostate, BPH, or a urinary tract infection, but in many cases, they are signs of chronic irritation rather than an infection. How to reduce prostate irritation? If you suspect that excessive ejaculation is contributing to prostate inflammation, consider these adjustments. Reduce frequency. If you're experiencing discomfort, spacing out ejaculation sessions can allow your prostate to recover. Stay hydrated. Drinking plenty of water helps flush out toxins and reduce irritation. Adjust your diet. Spicy foods, alcohol, and caffeine can aggravate the prostate, so reducing these can help. Practice pelvic relaxation techniques. Deep breathing and stretching exercises can help release tension in the pelvic region. While masturbation itself is not harmful, excessive ejaculation can contribute to chronic prostate irritation, leading to discomfort and urinary issues. If you're experiencing symptoms of prostatitis, taking a break and allowing your prostate to recover may help. Finding a balance is key to maintaining a healthy prostate as you age. Number 3. Erectile dysfunction. Can too much ejaculation weaken your sexual performance? One of the biggest fears among men over 60 is the gradual decline of sexual performance. As testosterone levels drop and circulation slows with age, many seniors notice changes in their erections, less firmness, longer recovery times, and in some cases, complete erectile dysfunction, ED. But here's a question few people ask. Can excessive masturbation contribute to erectile dysfunction? The link between frequent ejaculation and erectile strength. Erections rely on 3 key factors. 1. Testosterone levels, the hormone responsible for libido, muscle strength, and erectile function. 2. Blood flow. Healthy circulation is needed to supply the penis with enough blood for a firm erection. 3. Nervous system sensitivity, the ability of nerves to transmit signals that trigger arousal and maintain an erection. When masturbation is done in moderation, it has little to no negative impact on these functions. However, excessive ejaculation, especially as you age, can weaken these systems, leading to persistent erection difficulties. How excessive masturbation can contribute to ED. 1. Nerve desensitization. Every time you ejaculate, the nervous system sends signals between the brain, prostate, and pelvic muscles. However, overstimulation from frequent masturbation can cause nerve receptors in the penis and prostate to become less sensitive. This means that over time, erections may take longer to achieve, feel weaker, or disappear entirely. 2. Testosterone depletion and prolactin increase. Ejaculation temporarily lowers testosterone levels while increasing prolactin, a hormone that suppresses libido and slows testosterone production. In younger men, this hormonal shift is minor because their bodies quickly replenish testosterone. But for men over 60, testosterone recovery is much slower. If you're masturbating excessively, you could be creating a chronic state of low testosterone, leading to reduced sexual function. Number 3. Pelvic floor weakness. The pelvic floor muscles play a critical role in achieving and maintaining an erection. As we discussed earlier, overuse of these muscles through excessive masturbation can lead to fatigue and weakness, making it harder to sustain an erection. 4. Poor blood circulation. Over time, frequent ejaculation draws blood away from other areas of the body and into the prostate and genitals. If this happens too often, circulation may not fully recover between sessions, leading to weaker erections over time. In older men, this can compound existing circulatory issues, increasing the risk of erectile dysfunction. Signs that excessive masturbation is affecting your sexual health. If you're experiencing any of the following, it may be time to cut back. Weaker erections that don't last as long as they used to. Longer recovery times after ejaculation. Difficulty getting another erection. Less sensitivity during sex or difficulty reaching climax. Reduced libido, feeling less interested in sexual activity. Pelvic discomfort or fatigue after ejaculation. How to recover from masturbation-induced ED. If you suspect that excessive ejaculation is affecting your erectile health, here's what you can do. Take a break. Giving your body time to replenish testosterone and reset nerve sensitivity can improve erectile function. Try reducing frequency for a few weeks and see if there's improvement. Strengthen your pelvic floor. Practicing Kegel exercises can help regain muscle strength and improve erection quality. Improve circulation. Walking, lightweight training, and even deep breathing exercises can enhance blood flow and erectile function. Optimize testosterone levels. Getting enough sleep, maintaining a healthy diet, and reducing stress all help keep testosterone levels stable. Limit stimulation. If you've been relying on excessive or unrealistic stimulation, switching to a more natural rhythm can help restore nerve sensitivity. Number 2. Urinary problems. Can frequent ejaculation affect bladder control? As men age, urinary issues become more common. You may have noticed that you wake up more often at night to urinate, feel a weaker stream, or sometimes struggle to fully empty your bladder. But here's an unexpected question. Can excessive masturbation contribute to urinary problems? Many men assume that their urinary struggles are simply due to aging or an enlarged prostate. But the truth is, the way you stimulate your prostate, including how often you ejaculate, could be playing a bigger role than you think. How the prostate controls urination. The prostate sits just below the bladder and surrounds the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. This means that any changes in the prostate's size, sensitivity, or inflammation can directly affect bladder function. Normally, when you urinate, the prostate and pelvic muscles work together to control the flow. However, frequent ejaculation can irritate the prostate and weaken these muscles, leading to problems like urinary urgency, feeling like you have to go often, even if your bladder isn't full. Incomplete emptying, feeling like there's still urine left after going to the bathroom. Weaker urine stream. The flow feels slow, interrupted, or inconsistent. Post-void dribbling. Leaking a few drops of urine after you've finished. If you've been experiencing these issues, your masturbation habits may be playing a role. How frequent ejaculation affects bladder control. 1. Prostate irritation and swelling. Every time you ejaculate, the prostate contracts to release fluids. This is normal, but frequent stimulation without enough recovery time can keep the prostate in a constantly irritated state. When this happens, the swollen prostate can press against the bladder, leading to increased urgency and difficulty fully emptying. 2. Pelvic muscle fatigue. The same muscles that control ejaculation also help regulate urination. If these muscles are overused from frequent masturbation, they can become weaker and less responsive, making it harder to control urination. This can lead to unexpected leaks, difficulty stopping midstream, or a constant feeling of needing to urinate. 3. Nerve desensitization. The nerves that control bladder function are closely connected to those responsible for sexual activity. Overstimulation from frequent ejaculation can disrupt nerve signaling, making it harder for the bladder and prostate to communicate properly. This can lead to misfires, where you feel the need to urinate even when your bladder isn't full. 4. Hormonal changes and bladder sensitivity. As we've discussed earlier, frequent ejaculation lowers testosterone and increases prolactin levels. Lower testosterone can weaken bladder and prostate function, while higher prolactin is linked to an overactive bladder. This combination can make urinary issues worse, especially for seniors. Signs that excessive masturbation is affecting your urinary health. Frequent urination, especially at night. Difficulty starting or stopping urine flow. A feeling of incomplete emptying. Mild pain or discomfort after urination or ejaculation. Urine leakage or dribbling. These symptoms are often mistaken for an enlarged prostate, BPH, but in many cases, they could be linked to overstimulation of the prostate and pelvic muscles due to frequent ejaculation. How to improve urinary health. If you suspect that excessive masturbation is affecting your bladder control, here are some steps to help. Reduce frequency. Giving your prostate time to recover can help relieve irritation and swelling. Strengthen your pelvic floor. Practicing Kegel exercises can help regain muscle control and improve bladder function. Stay hydrated. Drinking plenty of water flushes out the urinary tract and helps maintain bladder health. Limit caffeine and alcohol. These can irritate the bladder and worsen symptoms. Give it time. If you've been experiencing urinary issues due to excessive ejaculation, taking a break for a few weeks can often restore normal function. Number 1. Increased risk of erectile dysfunction, the hidden cost of overstimulation. For many men over 60, maintaining a strong and healthy erection becomes more challenging with age. But could frequent masturbation be making it worse? While some believe that regular ejaculation keeps the reproductive system functioning smoothly, there is growing evidence that excessive prostate stimulation can contribute to erectile dysfunction, ED. Erectile dysfunction isn't just about struggling to get or maintain an erection. It's also about reduced sensitivity, lower arousal levels, and longer recovery times after orgasm. If you've noticed any of these changes, your masturbation habits may be a hidden factor. How frequent ejaculation affects erectile function. 1. Desensitization of nerve pathways. Each time you ejaculate, your brain releases a surge of dopamine, a neurotransmitter responsible for pleasure and motivation. However, frequent ejaculation can lead to dopamine receptor fatigue, meaning that over time, your brain requires more stimulation to experience the same level of arousal. This is why some men find that overmasturbation makes real-life intimacy less exciting. The more you overstimulate yourself, the less sensitive your body becomes to natural arousal. Number 2. Prolactin and testosterone imbalance. After ejaculation, the body releases prolactin, a hormone that signals the body to rest and recover. While this is normal, excessive ejaculation can lead to chronically elevated prolactin levels, which is linked to reduced testosterone production, weaker erections, longer refractory periods, the time it takes to regain sexual function after orgasm. High prolactin also suppresses dopamine, which can make arousal and sexual desire weaker over time. 3. Weakened pelvic floor muscles. The muscles responsible for ejaculation and erection control can become overworked with frequent masturbation. Over time, this can lead to weaker contractions, premature ejaculation, or even difficulty maintaining an erection. Number 4. Blood flow disruption. Erections rely on strong blood flow to the penis, which is controlled by the prostate, pelvic muscles, and nerves. If these areas are overstimulated, irritated, or weakened due to frequent ejaculation, blood flow can become less efficient, making erections less firm and more difficult to sustain. How to regain stronger erections. If you suspect that excessive masturbation is affecting your sexual health, here are some steps to improve erectile function. Reduce frequency. Taking breaks from ejaculation can help reset dopamine receptors and restore nerve sensitivity. Practice pelvic floor exercises. Kegel exercises can strengthen the muscles responsible for erection control and prevent early fatigue. Focus on full body circulation. Regular exercise, especially cardio and leg workouts, can increase blood flow to the pelvic region, improving natural erections. Optimize testosterone levels. Getting enough sleep, reducing stress, and eating a nutrient-rich diet can naturally boost testosterone and reduce prolactin buildup. Try sensory reset techniques. Abstaining from artificial stimulation, such as pornography, and focusing on real-life intimacy can help rewire the brain's arousal response. Conclusion: finding the right balance for prostate health. Masturbation is a natural part of male health, but as we've seen, excessive ejaculation can have unintended effects on the prostate, bladder, hormones, and even erectile function, especially for men over 60. While moderate ejaculation may help flush out the prostate and reduce certain health risks, overstimulation can lead to hormonal imbalances, pelvic muscle fatigue, and chronic irritation. The key takeaway? Balance is everything. If you're experiencing urinary issues, weaker erections, or prostate discomfort, it may be time to reassess your habits. Taking breaks, strengthening your pelvic floor, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and listening to your body can go a long way in preserving both your sexual and urinary health as you age. By understanding how your body responds and making mindful choices, you can keep your prostate and your overall well-being in top shape for years to come.